Thoroughly amateur title cards have been giving me trouble. They keep not showing up at the beginning of the video. It seems not to record until a little bit after I hear the clink of it starting allegedly to record. Hopefully it showed up there showing you Whiskey for Beginners, a thoroughly amateur production. This video today is going to be a review, before I run out of it, of Woodford Reserve. I have to try to see if I'm showing you this. Woodford Reserve Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey. And I'm not going to pour much. I don't have much left. I want just that ain't going to be enough. Hopefully that'll do, because I want to have a glass left for another time when I'm just drinking whiskey, not doing a review. But this is 90.4 proof, which is, if you think in terms of alcohol by volume, it's a little bit more than 45%. Not a very high proof whiskey, but it's good enough. And Woodford Reserve is a fairly new bourbon. They just began back in the 90s, as I recall. But they're very good. And I just remembered I need to pause this real quick. I have to get something to cleanse my palate. But I'll be back here directly. And I'm good to go. I have a Coke here. One of the things that I want to cover when I come to do my how to drink whiskey video is the fact that what you eat, or whether you eat, can have an effect on how whiskey tastes. I don't know how people drink whiskey with food, because there are very few things I can eat that don't drastically ruin the whiskey. And I ate just a little bit ago. I wasn't sure when I'd get to this video, and I was hungry. So, we have Woodford Reserve. And on the nose, it's giving me honey. I get that very, very frequently with bourbon. Vanilla and caramel and butterscotch, which are also typical. I think there seems to be a spiciness in there as well. And some butter. Very typical bourbon notes, nothing unusual, but very good. Smells very good. That sip gave me honey, gave me butter, sweet corn, and because bourbon has to have at least 51% corn in the mash bill, and usually has more than that, sometimes up near 80%. And you could make bourbon out of a 100% corn mash bill if you wanted. I don't know of anybody who does. But because of that, you very frequently get the sweetness of the corn, the taste of the corn. There's some cinnamon in there, some brown sugar. Of course, I'm getting the alcohol on the tongue. And when it comes to spiciness in the taste of whiskey, I have difficulty there because my tongue is sensitive to heat. I can't eat very spicy food because it burns too much. It hurts too much. And alcohol doesn't burn in quite the same way, but it still interferes with me tasting spice to an extent. but there is a little bit of spiciness in there. This is not a wheated bourbon, which means it has rye in it, and rye lends spice to a whiskey. But it's pretty good. I can tell that I ate not too long ago. Another swallow of Coke hopefully will clear my palate off some. And sniffing it again, nosing it again after I've drank a few sips. I'm getting something floral in there. And a grainy, an undifferentiated grainy smell, kind of like breakfast cereal. And when I do my How to Taste Whiskey video, I'll be taking my time, not just doing this, but walking you through it. And one of the things that, if I'm not too stupid, if I don't forget, one of the things I'll cover there is the fact that you nose it, then you taste it, and then go back and nose it again, and you get more out of it. Almost a cinnamon roll note in there. But that's Woodford Reserve. It normally tastes better to me. Let me see how the finish is doing. You know, the finish is where eating not too long before is having the greatest effect. It's giving me a metallic, bitter taste that is not normal with Woodford. But I do taste some oak. It's lingering back there. There's some spice on it. And normally this is very good bourbon. It's not my favorite bourbon, but it is right up there towards the top. My second favorite bourbon is Woodford Reserve Double Oak, which this is not. This is the regular Woodford. But this is good stuff. I highly recommend it.